My coworker stole my project, so I let her present my unfinished draft. It started 3 weeks before the quarterly meeting. Our boss had asked the marketing team to come up with a new strategy for the upcoming product launch. I stayed late almost every night perfecting my presentation. Data charts, customer insights, projected growth numbers, everything. But when the final review came around, I opened the shared folder and noticed something strange. My file was gone. In its place was another file with my exact title but her name on it. Lydia, the office golden girl. She always had that fake smile that made people forget how calculating she was. She'd been hinting to management that she was leading our project, but I didn't think she'd actually steal my entire work. Until now, I felt my chest tighten, but instead of confronting her, I smiled. I checked the timestamp and realized she'd copied the version I saved 2 nights ago, the incomplete one. Half of it was unfinished. The graphs were placeholders, and one of the slides literally said, "Insert real numbers later." That's when I got my idea. I'd been working on the real version in a separate private folder, so I decided to let her take the old one and walk right into her own downfall. The morning of the meeting, she strutted into the boardroom in a bright red blazer like she was auditioning for a CEO role. She glanced at me with that smug grin. "Wish me luck," she whispered. "You mean us?" I replied, pretending not to care. The boss, Mr. Harris, nodded for her to begin. She started strong, confident, rehearsed, but I could see her confidence slipping as soon as the slides came up. The placeholder, the missing figures, the chart that said, "To be fixed when data arrives." Her face went pale. There seems to be an error," she stammered. Mr. Harris frowned. "Error? You've had 2 weeks." She clicked frantically, but every slide got worse. One even had a note that said, "Double check before presenting so you don't look stupid." The room went silent. I stayed quiet. Not a smirk, not a word. Just watched her unravel. Finally, she turned to me, desperate. I think there's been a mix-up," she said. Mr. Harris looked at me. "Daniel, did you work on this too?" I nodded slowly. "Yes, but I didn't know Lydia would be presenting my draft. My actual version is saved in my personal folder if you'd like to see it." I plugged in my USB, opened the completed deck, and presented everything cleanly. Real data, insights, and results. The difference was night and day. By the time I finished, the room erupted in applause. Mr. Harris leaned back and said, "Now that is how it should have been done." Lydia sat there frozen, her eyes glassy. She couldn't even meet my gaze. After the meeting, HR called her in. Apparently, it wasn't her first time taking credit for other people's work. By the end of the week, her desk was empty. The next Monday, I got promoted to lead strategist. No celebration, no revenge speech, just quiet satisfaction. But the real victory came later. A month after Lydia was fired, she messaged me on LinkedIn. "Can you write me a recommendation? I really need a job." I read it 3 times, then closed the tab. I didn't reply. The same silence she gave me when she stole my work, I gave back to her. Word around the office was that she applied to 3 competitor companies, and every one of them called Mr. Harris for a reference. He didn't sugarcoat. "Unethical and untrustworthy," he told one recruiter right in front of me. Karma was moving faster than I expected. Sometimes people like Lydia think they're untouchable. They thrive on shortcuts and manipulation, convinced no one will ever catch them. But when your success is built on lies, it only takes one unfinished draft to expose you. And the beauty of it, I never had to raise my voice, file a complaint, or even argue. She built her own trap, and I just watched her step right into it. That day taught me something. Silence can be the loudest revenge of all.